that. And I want to go back to Justin prompting us at the beginning of the hour about eggs and what's going on there. So I'm not sure if everybody knew this, but chickens that are raised for meat in the United States are not the same chickens that pop out eggs that go to the grocery store.
What?
Okay. Let that sit.
No, they're different.
That's actually very true. They are different. Raise your hand if you didn't know that, because I think there's a lot of us who maybe didn't know
I
that.
thought a
So
chicken was a chicken.
there's different chickens, right? And there's also broilers, layers, the whole 9 yards. Plus, all the variety of chickens is how you get white, brown, or colored eggshells. Well, the National Chicken Council, there is one, has submitted a formal petition to the Food and Drug Administration asking officials to drop a rule that's been in existence since 2009 that keeps chicken producers from selling excess eggs because they're not refrigerated right away. There are rules here in the United States that if you are going to sell eggs, they've got to be washed, which takes off the bloom, which can allow bacteria and so forth to penetrate the shell, which can then make them unsafe to consume. Whereas, like in Europe, if you don't wash your eggs, the bloom stays on. You can literally leave them on your counter for like 10 days to 2 weeks without any concern. A lot of countries around the world don't wash their eggs and don't refrigerate them like we do here in the States. So if this rule were to change, they would do it because 43 million of the 58 million birds that were slaughtered due to bird flu in 2022 were egg-laying hens. So if this rule is backed off, it means that the chickens that are there for meat, their eggs, which right now normally are just thrown away or rendered and used in other animal foods, would actually hit the commercial market, like the grocery stores, food services, etc. That would equate to about 400 million more eggs into our market. Our annual egg capacity, if you will, in the United States is about 100 billion eggs per year. 400 million would help, might not change a lot of what's going on, but this has in fact been a proposal that the National Chicken Council has asked for. But the United Egg Producers, they are a trade group. They said it would be a bad idea to relax the food safety rules, which to me brings up the question, the chicken or the egg? Which one?
Well, now a question on that, Bridgette. So you said the bacteria. So I buy eggs off of, if I'm not buying them in the store, I do buy them off of Personal Farmer. And they're not refrigerated. And again, you don't have to refrigerate those eggs. And I don't even know, I guess I should probably ask them before I bought them, but should I be cleaning those eggs or is that not necessary?
Well, so my sister and her husband and their kids also raise eggs, and they will wash them to take off manure and like hay that gets stuck to them when you find the eggs out in the coop. And when you do that, then they do need to be refrigerated because it washes the bloom off the eggs. If your eggs haven't been washed, then you can leave them out at room temperature, but you probably should wash them before you use them so nothing on the shell falls into the food that you're making. And just by chance, gentlemen, next Tuesday, we are going to have Julie Gardner-Robinson. She is with NDSU's Nutrition and Food Safety, and she's going to be with us to talk specifically about that age-old question, are white eggs or brown eggs more healthy? Spoiler alert, they're the same. They're the same.
No,
so she's all of those things.
Now, I heard, depending on what you feed the chicken, that could affect the color of the yolk and possibly the nutrient content in there. Is that right?
It can, but think about it this way. When you buy beef, it can differ if it's grass-fed or corn finished, what you have for vitamins, minerals. So yeah, I think that can vary as well in that egg production. But the colors also vary on the variety of chickens, right? There's different, just like with when you have dairy cows, you have Holsteins, Brown Swiss, Jerseys. You have different types of chickens too, and they lay different colored eggs.
Interesting. Yeah.
Could you tell me again, Bridgette, why are the reasons why the meat chickens, why don't we use their eggs? Is there something different with them? Are they smaller?
It's because they don't get refrigerated right away.
Okay.
And so that is an FDA rule that within a certain time frame after the egg is produced, it has to be refrigerated. But in a meat chicken, they don't have that rule. And so those eggs haven't been refrigerated as quickly.
So is that the only reason why the eggs are the same?
That's the one that's listed as what makes the biggest difference in them, is that FDA rule. Now, we can dive into that a little bit deeper if you'd like, but it makes sense in my head as to when you have that rule to follow about refrigeration, you're trying to avoid any potential bacteria, et cetera, that could have affect food quality. And sometimes eggs are a perishable product at some point. And so also if it's the hot summer months, et cetera, you're trying to use extra caution depending on your temperatures, that type of thing. So I can see why this rule exists. And I'm not necessarily sure if 400 million eggs from the meat chicken industry will affect the commercial egg production industry, but it can't hurt. And the other thing is, we have started to see egg prices come down slightly. What will they do after Easter, which is our next big baking holiday and Easter egg dyeing holiday? And we also may see lower prices on eggs at the grocery store after that too.